Nebraska stands at the center of a severe constitutional crisis caused by the deliberate failure to repel ongoing invasion across America's southern border. Article 4, Section 4 of the United States Constitution commands the federal government to protect every state against invasion. Nebraska's constitution grants the governor direct authority to command state military forces specifically to repel invasion. These provisions establish the absolute priority of preserving the political community and territorial sovereignty above all other considerations. Years of unchecked mass unauthorized entry have overwhelmed resources, strained public services, increased crime and fundamentally altered communities in Nebraska and across the nation. Federal and state officers have refused to fulfill their clear constitutional obligations, allowing sustained encroachment that the founders explicitly sought to prevent. Courts have illegally narrowed the definition of invasion to require armed hostility from a recognized foreign state, creating an obvious blueprint for evasion. Cross without weapons, claim asylum or supplicant status, then embed and multiply claims through birthright citizenship and due process manipulations. This judicial subversion directly contradicts the original public meaning of the invasion clauses. The framers understood invasion broadly to include any concerted effort undermining sovereignty, not merely traditional armies. 18th century understanding encompassed irregular forces, demographic pressures and threats to the republic's existence. Nebraska's parallel constitutional language gives the governor immediate independent power to act when threats appear within or against state borders. Failure to exercise this authority constitutes clear misfeasance. The 14th Amendment, intended solely to secure rights for freed slaves after the Civil War, has been weaponized to grant automatic citizenship to children of illegal entrants and erect procedural barriers against removal. These expansions subordinate the original structural mandates of self-preservation to later amendments never designed for this purpose. When foundational security clauses conflict with derivative individual claims, the duty to protect the polity must prevail. Citizens possess direct remedies to enforce these obligations. A formal, notarized petition served by certified mail on all relevant officers creates an official record of demand. Silence or refusal opens the door to writs of mandamus compelling performance of these non-discretionary duties. Public records requests expose internal communications showing deliberate inaction. Persistent neglect justifies electoral replacement with leaders committed to immediate restoration of constitutional order. Nebraska cannot wait for federal abdication to resolve itself. The crisis of unrepelled invasion threatens the state's resources, culture and long-term viability. Every Nebraskan has the sovereign right and duty to demand enforcement of Article 4 protections. Through organized petitions, legal actions and voting out faithless officials, citizens can force government to repel the invasion and re-establish the original constitutional hierarchy where survival of the republic comes first. The pathway is clear and requires only determination. Officers who refuse their oaths must be replaced by those who will act decisively. Nebraska and America can restore border sovereignty and constitutional fidelity through the reserved powers of the people. The time for action is now.